Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do hope everybody's doing well. In my last video, if you watched it, I had briefly mentioned that I have to start concentrating more on firsts, which is the whole point of this series. Doing things in Animal Crossing that I've never done before. And one of them is finishing the museum. Oy, oy, oy. In all of the islands that I have ever had in this game. That is something that I have never completed. I always only ever get the fossils and the sea creatures, which to me is an accomplishment. I'm curious to know how many of you have completed your museum and how many times you've completed your museum, if you are like me and you enjoy a refresh, a restart, a reset, just to bring life back into the game. But you're welcome also to let me know if you have the same island you've had since March of 2020. So these are the sea creatures I have and the sea creatures I need, and don't make fun of my writing. It's very hard to write with a mouse. And that's what I'm using. So I would say this is like half and half. And the only reason I don't have them is obviously they come in different seasons. And I have written down for each of the ones that I don't have when they arrive and when they're active in the ocean. And I'm not too concerned about this one because, as I said, I've done this before. There are very few sea creatures, so it's easy to get it done in a full year of the game. It's the bugs and the fish. And the fish, well, we'll talk about the bugs first. I rarely play this game after dark. And at the start, it was only because I was afraid of the tarantulas and the scorpions. But now that I've trained myself not to be so silly, this is just the second half of that bug list that I'm missing. And again, it looks like half and half. And yes, I have the dates and the times for the bugs I don't have. So it's going to be a lot of running around in time travel to get this accomplished. I'm just trying to figure out how to go about it. And if you would even be interested in seeing me do it, I don't know. Should I record every single bug and fish that I catch or not? It's the fish here. I have actually caught every fish in a year cycle, except for except for the upper tier river fish. No, I've caught all of those. It's the trevally, the blue marlin, and the tuna. Those are the three right there. I can't do it. So this is going to require, because all three of those are off a pier, and some of them are at certain times and certain, seasons. I have to get a lot of bait. So I'm going to have to run around doing that as well. I think I only have 40 in my inventory. Now the art, I have 22 of, I believe, 42. It depends on the way you look at it, because I think 2 of them have left and right sides. And if you're only counting that as one piece, then it's going to be a different number. But at the moment, I only have 21 pieces of art and statues, which I'm kind of proud of. Well, here's the thing. If Red is on my island, I will go to him immediately, and then I will reset the day to 4:59 a.m., and then I will go back into his little boat and check it out. But then that got boring, so I stopped, and now I have him on Harv's Island. So with that, you can do the same thing. You can go to Harv's Island, look at what he has to offer, reset the day to 4:59, go back to Harv's Island. You can do that. There's no problem. I enjoy going into his boat because he also sells items, 2 items on the right side. And for very first, I forgot to show it. I didn't think it would be that big of a deal, but I actually have a froggy chair now. 3 of them. Never got the froggy chair. So items, I don't know are that big of a deal because one of the DIYs that I got rather early on, and I just kept forgetting to mention it, was the hyacinth lamp DIY. I was always so envious of anybody who had that on their island. I thought it was gorgeous. And I never got one. The other thing I never tend to get, I always get the recipe for, it's a cart, I believe, and it has bonsai on it. But in order to make that cart, you need a cherry bonsai and a regular bonsai. I've never in my life had a cherry bonsai. And I assume that's a DIY you get during the cherry festival. And I've been to at least a half dozen of those cherry festivals, and I've never received those DIYs. So, because that was back when I was playing this game religiously every single day, without fail. And I still never got the type of DIYs that everybody else was getting. And then another one, I believe my daughter keeps getting them and I never do. And I don't know if they're only through Celeste. But there are 2 lamps. One is a star. No, maybe it's just the one. Is it just the one? It's a star lamp, and it's a great big star that lights up at night. I think those are beautiful. Never got that one either. So those are just a few of the things that I would like to be firsts. But I don't know if I'm going to even be, that's not something I can predict or plan for. That's luck of the draw. So it's kind of a sad little issue that I'm having here, but I will have to just pick and choose what would be firsts for me. So that's everything just for the museum. And it's quite a bit. But again, the bugs and the fish I'm not too worried about because I know exactly when they appear. It's the ones that I have to use bait with. Oh, that's going to require quite a bit of patience. And I suppose I could record trying to get those 3 fish. The giant trevally, the tuna, and the blue marlin. That'd be a boring video, but I don't know. I would have to think of topics to discuss. And I'm always afraid. I would love to be able to just shoot the breeze with you guys. But in today's awkward society, everybody just takes offense at every little thing, and they're so petty about it that I would rather keep my mouth shut and be content with the way I am at the moment. Thank goodness in some respects that I am no longer able to be a substitute teacher, because I honestly do not believe that I would survive in that kind of an environment. It was already pushing the boundaries of my patience, if that's the right word. So I can't imagine what the environment is like now. I couldn't handle it. I have always been under the impression that you're there to help children succeed in life, get a good education, and try their best. And that it just doesn't fly in the modern school system. You're not allowed to correct, you're not allowed to discipline, you're not allowed to offer opinion, you're not allowed to steer a child in a certain direction so that they don't make bad choices. It's rough. And I'm like a fish out of water anymore, so. But anyway, that's where I'm at with the museum, and I do hope you're interested in watching me try to accomplish this. I thank you very much for sticking with me to the end of this video as well, and for your continued support of my channel. Thank you. Like the video if you did. Subscribe if you're interested. Take very good care of yourselves. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.